Swatting is a dangerous prank where someone makes a fake emergency call, often resulting in a SWAT team being sent to the victim's home. Recently, there has been a notable increase in such incidents targeting conservative figures, raising concerns about safety and political harassment. The latest reported incident occurred on March 17, 2025, involving conservative journalist Larry Taunton in Alabama, where sheriff's deputies responded to a false report of armed men shooting people at his home. Other recent targets include MAGA influencers like Gunther Eagleman, Joe Pags, and Chase Geiser, with multiple incidents reported in early March 2025.
But we were swatted 2 nights ago at my house. Now, the good thing is I'm up until about 5 o'clock in the morning. This happened at 2:35 a.m. And we have cameras around the house. Some you can see, some you can't. So if you're a bad guy out there, you're not going to see where they all are. But we have cameras outside the house. And at 2:35 in the morning, I got an indication on my phone that there was some camera or there was some movement. It's a motion sensor at the front door. And I went, okay, that's weird. Maybe a bug. Who knows? Maybe the dogs had to go out. My wife took the dogs out. Nope. It was a guy holding an AR-15 with a cap on, looking in my window. Now, at that point, you say to yourself, well, I've got a rifle too. Can go grab that and go see what's what. I've got 5 other guns nearby. Grab some of them, go see what's what. And then, end up in a shootout at 2:35 in the morning in the middle of rural Texas. That's something that I don't think that I wanted to do immediately. So what happened was I had this level of calculation in my brain going about a million miles a second. And I said, okay, first thing I need to do, because when it's at night, the cameras are very good. They're color cameras, they're audio cameras. But at night, it goes to sort of a night vision view. So I can't tell if it's a police officer or not. I don't know who it is, but he looks a little bit nervous. But believe me, I've got a video of this guy with a rifle at my front door, like holding it, ready to use it. And I called 911. That was the right answer. And I said, this is my address. This is who I am. Radio, television, talk show host. So some would say public figure. I think I'm being swatted. Are you guys at my house? About 2 seconds later, she said, yes, we are. We got a report of this, and this. Dogs were shot. People were bleeding. People were hiding. And none of that was true.
The FBI, led by Director Kash Patel, has acknowledged the rise in these incidents and is working with local law enforcement to investigate and hold perpetrators accountable. While no arrests have been reported for the recent wave, past cases have seen charges against individuals, such as a California teenager in 2024 for hundreds of swatting incidents.
So far, nobody's been hurt. So I'm going to give police some credit for that. But I think it was yesterday or the night before, there was a gentleman who I don't know, but somebody who must have been in the podcasting business, who got swatted. And when he tells his story, oh my God, is it chilling. So imagine, if you will, that you hear a noise or your video camera picks up something and there's somebody sort of outside your door. And apparently he could see the silhouette of a male carrying a rifle who was basically trying his doorknob. And he was armed. And he had a dog that looked like maybe the dog could take care of business too. So this was a conservative guy who took him about 10 seconds to find his own weapon. And he had somebody with a silhouette of a rifle trying to enter his home without any announcement. No bullhorns, no nothing. Now, the good news is that, he asked who they were before he opened fire. And they identified themselves as police, and that everything was fine. So there were no problems. But you can't get any closer to dead than that. That's as close as you can get to dead. So this swatting stuff, I sure hope there's a way to find out who's doing it so we can get some of them in jail.
Some conservative figures and commentators speculate that these attacks are politically motivated, potentially linked to left-wing activists, but this remains unconfirmed. The evidence leans toward these being part of a broader trend of harassment, with similar incidents affecting figures across the political spectrum. An interesting pattern emerged in some cases, where victims received unsolicited pizza deliveries marked cash on delivery, COD, from chains like Papa John's or Domino's, typically just before or after the swatting calls. This was noted in reports involving Benny Johnson, Joe Pags, and others, suggesting a coordinated tactic. Swattings of conservatives date back to at least 2023, with significant incidents over the Christmas period, including Republican lawmakers like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who reported being swatted 8 times by December 2023. The Wikipedia page on Swatting of American Politicians, 2023 to 2024, documents widespread attacks, including on December 25, 2023, targeting figures like Tommy Tuberville and Brandon Williams. The rise in swatting incidents targeting conservatives highlights a growing trend of political violence and harassment, potentially exacerbating tensions in an already polarized political climate. The FBI's ongoing investigation is crucial, but the anonymity provided by VPNs and messaging apps, as noted in CNN's report on election officials, poses challenges. The pattern of pizza deliveries suggests a coordinated effort, which may aid in identifying perpetrators. But as of now, the situation remains unresolved, with victims like Taunton and Geiser expressing frustration over the lack of arrests. That's all for the news today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Have a fantastic day.